What's up, Fragrant World? Welcome back to another Stay Fresh production. And today we're talking about 10 of my favorite refreshing fragrances. These are fragrances to wear during the summertime, and they are intentionally very fresh, very cooling, very invigorating, and something to really cool you off in the highest heat. These are fragrances that I would generally wear during the daytime if I have to go out and if it is hot. And just again, the transparency, the openness, the cleanliness, the freshness of these fragrances is something that will keep me going throughout the day, and maybe can even help you do the same if you want to check any of these out and if you haven't already. So without much further ado, let's dive right in. First one up, we have an honorable mention here. It's an honorable mention because I don't have a bottle, I just have a sample here. And you know, I don't love the fragrance, but it does really serve the purpose that I'm talking about. And this is a loved fragrance. This is a favorite of many people, and I do enjoy it, but it's by no means my favorite. This is from the house of Etat Libre. This is my little sample of You or Someone Like You. Bottle looks like this. Beautiful, authentic mint. You're gonna see a little bit of mint in this list, by the way. That is a very invigorating, fresh, uplifting note. Mint to the T here. This is authentic wild mint. Like, you go out and you smell like mint leaves. It has this greenness to it. It's very fresh. It again has this herbaceousness, but it also has this kind of soft, soapy quality to it. Great scent, very uplifting, very authentic. One to check out if you like mint. So that is You or Someone Like You. Okay, here at number 10. This is a fragrance that you're going to need to reapply. You know, when it's really hot outside, you want something light in general. You don't want something that's going to be too heavy, too beast mode, that's going to choke you out. Because again, heat intensifies fragrances. It really does. And this is one that I think is going to shine in the heat. If you don't wear this in the heat, this is not that special at all. This is from the house of Tonino Lamborghini. This is called Essenza. And this is their kind of basic citrusy, aquatic, woody style fragrance. As I said in a recent video, the video talking about why you need weak fragrances, this one bears a resemblance to Pacific Rock Moss from Goldfield and Banks, but it is very light. You put on a couple sprays on your arm, and in maybe an hour or two, it might not even be there, honestly. You might get 3 or 4 hours out of this, but it is very uplifting. Beautiful citruses. Again, it has this aquatic quality to it. It has almost a sweetness, like a fruity sweetness in there. And it is beautifully unisex also, in my opinion, just like Pacific Rock Moss. So this is one to really uplift you. Again, I think its lightness plays in its favor when it's hot. So check it out. I will have links in the description. I forgot to mention that Lamborghini fragrance is pretty inexpensive, so I'm not gonna break the bank. And as well as this next one, this fragrance, as well as all the others in its line, in terms of getting them from discounters, are incredibly underpriced, but we won't say anything. This is from the house of Guerlain, from their Aqua Allegoria line. This is Herba Fresca, another mint-based fragrance, and this is more along the lines of chewing gum mint. That's the association that I have with this, and a lot of people share that. Kind of like a spearmint. Very, very fresh. I couldn't even tell you everything else that's in here. I don't remember. It is also an authentic mint, but it's a different kind of mint. It's not so herbaceous. It's more of a cooling, some people might even say like toothpaste, but not quite that. It does have an authentic naturalness to it. And again, it's mint, it's very uplifting. Very light as well, not gonna last very long, which is perfect for the heat, perfect to cool you off when it's hot. So that is Herba Fresca from Guerlain. Alrighty, here at number 8, this fragrance was sent to me pretty recently. It's a brand new release from a brand that does not focus just on fragrance, and it's a brand that actually comes from a content creator here on YouTube by the name of Aaron Marino. His channel is called Alpha M, you've probably heard of him, and their brand is called P&P Hero. And this is their newest fragrance. It's called Hero. One thing I do really appreciate about P&P Hero and what they're doing with their fragrances is they're super transparent on their website about what they're going for here. They're very clear with saying this is inspired by, and I'm going to tell you, Acqua di Gio from Armani. They literally say it on the website. This is inspired by Acqua di Gio, but they're not actually trying to clone it. They're not trying to outright copy it. They're just trying to take that vibe and add their own twist to it. In this case, they've said they've tried to amplify it, make it stronger, and they say make it more modern. I think it does smell pretty close to Acqua di Gio, so it doesn't really smell more modern to me, you know, because this DNA is timeless, but at the same time, because it has associations just of decades ago, it can come off a little bit dated, but not in an old-fashioned kind of way. If you like Acqua di Gio, you will enjoy this. One thing I gotta say, at the first spray, I do not like this fragrance. I don't know what it is. Maybe the aroma chemicals that they've used as the top notes in this fragrance, maybe the citruses or the aquatic molecules, whatever they're using. At first spray, it comes off so strange. This is gonna sound weird. It smells like Tootsie Rolls to me. If you've ever had a Tootsie Roll, that is the vibe I get. Now, thankfully, it only lasts a couple minutes. That Tootsie Roll top note, it lasts 2 to 5 minutes, and then from there it's actually really, really pleasant, and it smells like Acqua di Gio. It's, you know, very fresh and aquatic. It has some citruses in there, woods, some spices, and again, it's just gonna be that Acqua di Gio experience, and people will enjoy it. And aquatics are, as you already know, they're very refreshing, especially in the heat. And this one is going to perform better than Acqua di Gio ever could. Honestly, they've made it an eau de parfum. They've tried to intensify it, like I said. So it's going to have good lasting power. It's going to be a pleasant wearing experience, and you're probably going to get some positive feedback from this. Now, Pete and Pedro have been generous enough to give you guys a coupon code. This fragrance, as it stands, is already pretty affordable. This is a 50 milliliter bottle, which goes for 49 bucks. And they're giving you 20% off. You use the code STAYFRESH20 at checkout. That's going to give you 20% off. And I think that applies to any of their products, if I'm not mistaken. But you can use it on this and, of course, save 20% off of that price. So you're not paying a whole lot for a fragrance that will last, you know, a good 6-7 hours, pushing it. And it's going to smell pleasant. And when it dries, the quality is actually pretty decent. So link down in the description. Check out Hero from Pete and Pedro. Okay, here at number 7, this is a fragrance that is just very clean. That's the best way I can describe it. It's clean. It smells like cleanliness. You smell like you just showered. It's light, it's transparent, but it also has some good staying power. It's gonna last on you a while. And it does have some nuances that are a little bit compliment pulling. It has a fruitiness in there. Sweetness always helps when it comes to pairing it with freshness. This is called Obsidian from Rêveur, which I'm saying wrong, but sue me. And again, clean fragrance based on pineapple, based on citron. It's citrusy, it's fresh, it's clean. It kind of smells like laundry in a way, like clean, pleasant laundry, especially when it dries. Good stuff. And this is a 100 ml bottle, which goes for I think $120. It's a little pricey. They do make a 50 milliliter bottle, which I think is under $100 or might be around $100. So that's something to check out as well. Links in the description for Rêveur Obsidian. Here at number 6, from the house of Roja Parfums, this is a very popular fragrance. This is a bestseller for them since it came out, I think like 3 years ago at this point. And they sent it to me back when it came out, and I feel very grateful for that. I was just kind of in awe that they wanted to work with me, little old me. And I gotta say, I like the fragrance, and it is one of my most versatile fragrances. In fact, I did a whole video on versatile fragrances. It's not my favorite scent. There's nothing about it I dislike. It just doesn't really move me or captivate me, but it gets great compliments, and it just smells pleasant and clean. And it smells great quality. This is Elysium, the Parfum Cologne. And this, again, fresh. There's a lot going on in here. But I get a lot of vetiver, I get grapefruit, I get juniper berry. Those are some of the main notes I get. There's some other fruits in there. There's florals, there's a lot of woods. A lot going on here, but it does not come off smelling complex at all. Some people say it smells like a Ventus. I don't get that at all. People have been saying that for years. Maybe the woodiness, kind of, but I don't get an Aventus quality whatsoever from this. But that's just me. Really pleasant stuff. It's gonna be transparent enough so in the heat, it's gonna just, it's gonna be cooling. It's gonna be really nice, but it's gonna last a while because it does have some depth to it. It's gonna stay on your skin a good while. So Elysium, one to check out if you haven't already. There's plenty of ways to sample it, so I'll try to link some stuff down below. All right, moving into the top 5, we got a classic from the 1990s. You already know, I talk about this one a lot. Tommy Hilfiger for Men, composed by Alberto Marias. And man, yeah, you could wear this all year round, really. This is a beautiful signature scent, but clean, fresh, just comes off very put together, also very casual. And it's just like, you just smell like a cool person. You put this on, especially in the heat, you go to like a pool party or something, people are like, man, you just smell cool. I just want to be next to you. I just want to talk to you. That's the vibe that I get from Tommy. It's not going to be like rock your socks, but I mean, people do really enjoy this stuff. I've had some people say like, wow, you smell really good. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. Tommy's great. If you haven't checked it out, it is super inexpensive. Links in the description. Number 4, from Argos. This is their fragrance for men that they marketed for men, but now they're going in the unisex direction. And this is their beautiful citrus, woody, aromatic scent with some depth to it. Argos Homme. It's fresh, it's kind of green and woody. It does have a kind of a round, creamy nature to it. And it's just like, this is a fragrance to wear in the heat to a more elegant situation. It is very refined, very put together. It kind of reminds me of a little bit of green Irish tweed. There's a little bit of that in there, but it does not smell inspired by green Irish tweed. I enjoy it. And this is one, again, it does have some depth to it. It's an eau de parfum. It's gonna last on the skin. I would be careful with the sprays. It can be pretty strong for a fresh scent. I get a good 8 hours out of this. It does push pretty well, and it is dense. So you don't need to put a whole lot on, and you're gonna smell refined, and it's gonna just be refreshing to you and to everyone around you. There's a special going on through Father's Day. Use the code FRESH15 instead of Fresh 10. Fresh 10 will still work, but Fresh 15 is gonna get you 15% off through Father's Day. And that is good internationally. So, you know, get your dad a gift, get him Homme, get yourself a gift if you want to just do that. But we got 15% off, limited time. I think Father's Day is on like the 21st or something. So only good until that point. At number 3, from Parfum de Marly, has mint in here as a major player. So we got more mint going on, got some citruses. We have mandarin oranges in here. There's a little bit of a musk quality to it. I love this stuff, especially when it dries. This is Sedley, the 2020 version. I've talked about it recently. It has a sweetness to it, it has a muskiness to it, but it has this cooling mint that is just so refreshing. And the whole, you know, the scent profile of it is nothing unique. It kind of smells like it could be a designer fragrance, but the quality is amplified here. And again, in the heat, you're gonna just smell really, really refreshing to yourself and to everyone else around you. It does have a little bit of an elegance to it. I think you could pull this off similar to the Argos Homme, but the sweetness makes it a little bit more playful. This is good stuff. Sedley, this is the 2020 version. As I've said recently, if you want to ensure that you're getting the new formulation, you have to get it from Parfum de Marly. They don't have it circulating anywhere else right now. You're not going to find it on discounters. If you want to just make sure it's 2020, you got to get it from them. And it performs well. They've improved that. That is Sedley from Parfum de Marly. Here at number 2 from Shanjan. I've already talked about it a lot. You know I love it. And those of you who've been picking it up, you've been telling me how much you enjoy it. Some of you don't care for it, but that's okay. We can't love everything. I'm not trying to hype this stuff, just trying to tell you what I love. This is 3 a.m. This is kind of quintessential, you know, refreshing summer vibes here, but it does have a sensual quality to it. Now it's called 3 a.m. and it's kind of intended to be worn at night in a way. It's kind of like talking about the things that go on at 3 a.m. Maybe like the after hours of the after party or something like that, but you could wear it in the day, and that's when I like to wear this. It has this beautiful refreshing tonic water note. There's a beautiful cooling cardamom in there. It's kind of fresh, spicy. It pops off the skin. A little bit of a tropical sweetness from some fig. I think fig leaf is in here, and it does dry down to some leather, so that's that central quality. But that tonic water note, when you first spray it on, and again, I've told you guys about this and you've seen it, the sprayer, one of the best in the game by far, and it's just uplifting. This is just the smile. This is so beautiful. That is 3 AM from Sean John. Check it out, link in the description. And here at number 1, not a stranger to the community, one of the most unique scents that they make in the house by far, and nothing has really copied it since. It came out in the 90s and it was ahead of its time. Nothing is really quite like this fragrance. This is Silver Mountain Water from Creed. Again, nothing new. It has this very cooling, refreshing, almost metallic vibe to it. It does have a little bit of a fruity, tart sweetness in there from some black currant. It has a tea note, so it has a very calming, soothing quality to it. Some bergamot is in here as well. And people get that ink quality, but I don't really get that a whole lot. Again, that metallic cooling nature, it just smells alpine. That is the word I would use to describe this. It has an alpine quality to it, and in the heat, the newer formulations aren't that strong, which is great, because if it was too strong, that inkiness is probably amplified, but in this case, no, that cooling freshness is amplified, and it is beautiful. This is a great one to reach for, and it's a unique one. You're going to get some compliments because no one has really smelled anything like this, and in the air, that's where the magic happens. Okay, so that is our list. Those are 10 really refreshing fragrances that you can wear in the summertime when it's hot out during the day. Let me know what your top refreshing fragrance pick is. Anything that's cooling and invigorating and uplifting that you wear during the daytime to cool you off, to refresh you, to refresh others. What is that fragrance? Let's talk about it. If you've made it this far and you have not subscribed, I hope you've liked what you've seen, and that's why you've made it this far. So please consider subscribing. Hit that like button. I really appreciate your support on that. And as I've said, I have a Patreon, trying to do this a little bit more full time, and I really need your support. Those of you who've already jumped into the Fresh fam, thank you so much. Your support means so much, and we are really building a beautiful community with some exclusive content. Check out the link in the description. At least just take a look at it, see what you think, and we can go from there. Any questions you have, of course, don't hesitate, let me know. Thank you so much for tuning in. Peace. I'll see you in the next one.